Hello everyone, and welcome back to 4 Kilobyte Shorts Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program with Kerbal Space Adventures. We have a ship in orbit. It's a sort of a ship. It's an unmanned probe-ish tubular-like device. It can be considered a ship. But we have to get that ship to Duna. That's our first stage, is to get it to Duna. And to do that, we're going to take an old friend. And as you guys may have seen there just by the title, it is the KSA Hitchhiker. And yes, I did take the time to rebuild a Hitchhiker unit right here in 0.21, including all clamps and docking ports and lights and everything else. It should be 100%. I cannot guarantee that it is, but it should be 100%. A few changes here, of course, like the RCS tank and things like that, but hopefully it functions just as well as its previous compatriots, I guess, or its counterparts. I'm hoping a 6-cylinder orange tank launcher will get it into orbit. I'm not 100%. It may not make it. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to fiddle around with the launcher a little bit. But I think since I'm going to have to do that, I probably won't be able to get it up into orbit the first time. So I'm not going to see you guys out there on the launch pad like I normally would, but instead I will see you guys up in orbit, and I'll tell you, of course, whether or not we use the standard 6-cylinder asparagus or if I had to alter the design at all. From the Delta V counts down here, it doesn't look like we'd have to alter the design too much, but that's neither here nor there. So hopefully we'll get it into orbit. Once it's in orbit, we will be docking with the Xavier. And yes, I'm calling it the Xavier, not the X-Xavier, because as you can hear from my pronunciation, I have a hard time pronouncing it correctly. So we will be connecting it to the Xavier, and then from there we will determine what to do next. But I'm going to go ahead and see you guys up there in orbit, depending on, well, for you it'll only be a second, but for me it may take a little bit of time. So I will see you guys up there in the big black. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, everybody, we made it into orbit, and as you can see, we have a little bit of this orange tank left, which is great for maneuvering. I will say that I did perform a burn to bring us level, as in our inclination with the Xavier, to a 0-degree inclination, so we are on path with them. However, our current position with them is a little bit, we're behind. We're basically behind by a couple hundred kilometers, and because of that, a couple thousand kilometers, excuse me, and because of that, the burn that it would take in order to loop us back around would be too high for this orange tank, and I don't want to waste any fuel in our Hitchhiker if I don't have to. And since I don't technically have to, for several reasons, one of which is I'm in a slightly lower orbit, so well, the Hitchhiker's in a slightly lower orbit, so this orbit will go slightly faster than the Xavier, so eventually it will catch up on its own, which is good. And secondly, our current Duna line to Duna is not very high, is not very good, and as you can see, we're at 234.19 degrees, and I believe this is retrograde, so this number has to go down to 0 degrees rather than up to 360. So as you can see, we do have a lot of time before we can even burn towards Duna, and at this low orbit, it would take almost a couple of hours, or at least maybe an hour, to get that number down. And because of that, we're going to go ahead and skip away from the Hitchhiker. We're just going to let it float around out here for a little bit before we dock it up against the Xavier, because there's no reason to, and it's not in anybody's way, and there's no debris out here that can bump into it. So we're pretty good there. And we're going to go take a look at the bubble. We're going to go take a look at the bubble because it's been a little while since we've been there, and I want to check on everybody, and I just want to make sure everything's running okay. And as I said before, I was thinking about bringing the crew down. Going to leave the bubble in orbit. I know you guys would love to see a burn-in, heavy burn-in, but I really want to leave the bubble in orbit, so we're going to do that. But I do want to check on the crew, and then see if we're going to build a ship to bring everybody down, how many people will, or how much we'll need, and stuff like that. So I'm going to head over to the bubble. It's going to take a little bit for it to load, so I'm just going to do that off camera, and I will see you guys over there while we wait for the Hitchhiker to just loop its way around Kerbin until it comes in contact with the Xavier, or at least gets to a point where we can dock more adequately with the 413 Delta V we have left. So I will see you guys over at the bubble. Alright everyone, here we are back at the KSA Bubble, only at 70,000 meters. I always forget how low I put this thing. It's so low to Kerbin, and I love that. Because it's not a deep space station, is it? No, it's a low Kerbal orbit space station, and I do love that. Very bright though, lots and lots of lights, lots more than I thought there would be. But hey, you know what? That's just the way it works. It works for us. It's lit up for us. You guys can see it. I can see it. And that's a bonus. Now, we do have this little itty bitty pod right here, which we left on board. Now, who was it that flew up here? Ultra Conflicts, Lasfar, Captain Corker, Nicholas Bell. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was it 6 Kerbals that we had up here before? Ooh, I'm concerned. I don't think we lost anybody. We have enough O2, right? No CO2? No, carbon dioxide's fine. Electrical charge is going, down rather heavily, but hey, we got 5,000 units of electrical charge. Who cares? Oxygen is way, way up there. Tons of oxygen. More oxygen. You guys have been up here for 362 days. You guys have been up here for basically, if a Kerbal year lasts as long as, no, it probably doesn't. So probably 2 Kerbal years. That's a long time. 365 days for Earth. Well, there's that as well. So, in case you guys were wondering, I did Okay, I can't pause talking now every time that goes off. It's got to be something I get used to. But I did install the chatter mod for everybody because I figured we do have Kerbals. They are alive. We do have rovers and everything else. And KSP has been kind of quiet. And I have been watching other people who use the chatter mod, and it adds a lot. It really does add a lot to the game. I mean, just a little bit beep in the background, which I have set to 10 seconds. So if it gets annoying, guys, tell me. But I'm pretty sure it's low enough that it shouldn't. Just that, and as well as everything else, it's really nice. I mean, I like it. I hope you guys like it. It's so our Kerbals will now talk. So yeah, Lothar and Ultra Conflicts, and then Nicholas is in there, and then Captain Corker's in there, and Mr. Sprocko's in here. And so that's really odd because I thought we had more Kerbals up here, but it doesn't say that we're missing any. So nobody died. We have more than enough O2, and your guys' CO2 has lasted for as long as it needed to, which is great. I love it. This is perfect. This is exactly the kind of experiment we were going for. And as you can see, and kind of a giveaway here, as you can see, our spaceship to Duna does have a very similar design in the core section as this. It's just missing the arms. We don't have the arms sticking out. And for that reason, I'm hoping that the design won't be flawed. But I'm pretty sure it won't. So it's a slightly different design, very similar design. But I think you guys have done your business, have done your duty, and I think it may be time to bring you guys down. But of course, I'm not going to bring the station down. One, it doesn't have any heat shields, and you guys would die horribly. And two, I want to keep the station up here. I do. It's still not fully completed, as you can see. We do have that little bit hanging out there. So I think it was it Captain Corker? I believe it was Captain Corker. I don't remember. You guys will probably be like, KB, that's not the guy who was up there. But we're going to take Captain Corker. He's going to be our guy who goes back right now. And what he's going to do is he's going to take the ship back. And apparently he likes that idea too. So he's going to take the ship back down to the surface. And then from there we have 5 Kerbals we need to bring home. And you know what? Bringing home 5 Kerbals, not that hard. And we're going to design a ship. I'm going to design a ship that will bring all 5 Kerbals home with very little issue, I think. It's not going to be like anything insane like a single stage to orbit or anything like that, but hopefully it will just be one vessel so we don't have an issue like we had with Graham. And as I said previously, Graham, strangely enough, came back to life. I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how. It said he was missing in action, and then suddenly he was back. So, and I know I have permadeath turned on in the game, so I'm not sure why that happened, but it did. So Graham is back with us, but as I said, we are keeping his flag up because he did go MIA, and once you go MIA, the flag remains. So that's just a thing. All right, so Captain Corker says he's on board and ready to go. And I guess that's our permission to launch. So yeah, see, it adds so much to the game. It really does. I love it. I like it. I don't know about you guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if it's distracting or not. But for now, what we're going to go ahead and do is I just need to make sure we have enough fuel. Okay, we have fuel. Oh, yeah, we have more than enough fuel to get out of orbit. Now, the only problem I think we had with this was whether or not it would come in at such an angle as to not be highly destructive to the ship. Wasn't that my issue with it? If I remember correctly, I wasn't sure if it was weighted correctly to come in proper. But you know what? We really don't have much of a choice. No, honestly we do, but in actuality, it's not really a big deal. Now, as for landing on the dark side versus the light side, we are coming up from, I think, the south end. Oh wait, we're burning up a lot of juice here, aren't we? Yeah, let's go ahead and kill our lights really quick. We are coming up from the dark side of Kerbin, and there's really, well, there goes the KSC anyway. We are coming up from the southern side of Kerbin, and as you can see, we have transgressed to the portion of winter, I guess is what it is. What you can basically suggest is that our orbit is no longer in line with the sun, and Kerbin is now in our way. So I wonder if we should fast forward time really quick. And there's something bright down. I know you guys can't see it, but I can. There's something very bright right there, like going across Kerbal's surface, whatever that is. I think it might be a desert or something. I'm thinking maybe we can go up to the North Pole. Like, we'll just fast forward time a little bit and head up to the North Pole, and we'll just... Oof. Yeah, I'm glad that we have a high electrical charge here, because that's some scary stuff right there. Now, this is the problem that I have with some ships, especially during wintertime, or what I consider winter, I guess you could say. I don't know what the seasons on Kerbin are like, but basically when the planetary body that you are orbiting comes between you and the sun, that's always been kind of an issue, and we don't have any thermal generators, so all we're relying on is these gigantic solar panels. And I suppose we should, before we do anything else, we should rotate the entire ship so that while it is in this predicament where it does need to do this, it should turn. We should be able to just spin it, I think. No, not like that. Yeah, we should just be able to turn it like so that the solar panels are pointed more directly at the sun, so it does regenerate power more quickly, I think. And that's basically what you do in orbit anyway, right? And we'll do that just so that we have it up here and have it running and everything going good. And then if we leave and if we shut it down, power will not be an issue, of course. And we do know that Kerbals can open and close these manually, so there's that as well. So let's go ahead and stop our rotation as much as possible. There you go. Alright, perfect, perfect, perfect. It's not exactly daytime, but it does work. Let's go ahead and... No, I want to decouple, please. Undock. Blink. So there is our undock, and here we are. And I don't know why Captain Corker's image is not down here, but it's not. That's something that's been happening a lot, and it's kind of upsetting, honestly. Alright, turn on our RCS, and I think we can just... Nope, 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 nope. Okay, let's just do docking control so I can do this proper. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna float away with docking controls just really quick. Now we want to bring it down, but we want to bring it down safe. So of course we do. I don't know why my flight data keeps moving. Stop moving. Stay there. That's where you belong. Stay there. All right, then we go back to staging. We do not want to stage anything, so we want to Alt L and then R. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's turn the ship to where we can burn down. Which way are we headed? We should be... Our retrograde should be... here it is. Here's our retrograde. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and ignite really quick and burn down, and hopefully we'll come in nice and safe, right guys? So let's go ahead and ignite our engine. And there goes our space station. Bye-bye, space station. Yeah, when you see movies, and I'm just gonna go ahead and talk through this while we bring everybody, or while we bring Captain Corker back down. When you see things flying away from space stations and stuff, you never really think about the fact that you're degrading the orbit on the other side. You know, like if you fly away from a space station in a faster than space station, you're creating a larger orbit, or if you fly away from a space station, in any direction, basically, you're changing your orbit, and movies really don't think about that. Oh right, and we do also have the internals, don't we? Oh yeah, I forgot we had the internals, these awesome internals. Check this out. Oh, I love it. I love it. We will be coming in backwards, but I still love it. There's no question to that. Let's do that. Now our periapsis is 33. I'm gonna bring that in a little bit steeper, I think, for safety purposes. We have a stabilizer, right? Oh, we do, okay. Yeah, we have an internal stabilizer. Let's bring that down, what, 26, 5, 4, say 20 maybe? Just nice and 20 clicks, like that. So yeah, if you guys remember, this is the Mark II, I believe is this cockpit, the Mark II cockpit internal modification, which is a mod that someone made with our square air filters, yeah, square pegs in a round hole, if you guys remember Apollo 13. And Yeah, this is the mod that they have available. It's one of the best internal mods I've seen, especially for this cockpit, which on its own does not have a modification. It does not have a cockpit. It's just a big tube, a big hollow tube with like no way to look outside. And this is like one of the best representations of the dome that you see here in comparison to that, and I do love that so much. All right, so we did bring ourselves down. We do have our parachutes. I suppose we could stay. We could undock and just blow out all of our RCS and everything else and just get rid of it. Now that we're at 20,000, right? That will of course drain the. Okay. That will of course drain the remainder of our power because all we'll have left is the batteries. But well, maybe we'll keep it on for a little bit until we come down. So let's go ahead and just kind of do this, I think. Yeah, we'll bring it down like this as safely as possible. So yeah, I think, as I said, my biggest concern with this was its center of mass, but I'm pretty sure its center of mass is low enough to where it should burn in properly. Should burn in properly. I believe I designed it like that. It's been such a long time since we designed it, I don't remember. There we go. Okay, so the physics is getting a little bit weird, but that's okay. We're not worried about that. What we are worried about is coming in and the atmosphere getting thicker. So, come on. Alright, we're at 50. We might have a splashdown. That's okay if we have a splashdown. At some point I'm gonna have to ditch this. Yeah. Losing it. That's all me. Let's lock that in. Let's just stop fiddling with that for a second. There we go. All right. Yeah, periapsis is at 20. I wonder if it should have come in steeper. Oh well. This is how we figure it out. This is how we learn. This is an old experiment finally come to fruition, I suppose. All right. So our periapsis is now at 6,000. Altitude is at 47. Okay. I think this would be a good. No, I'm still wary about ditching my my solar panels just yet because I don't want to lose power just when we need it most. But we do have 455 electric charge, and that's all on these batteries here on the side. Captain Corker, man, your life is in my hands. He says that's okay. See, I like how the Kerbals talk back now. Alright, where are we at? We're at -5, so we are coming down no matter what. We're at 40, we're going to hit 30 here pretty quick, and at 30 we start to burn, so let's go ahead and turn this off, and now would be a perfect time to ignite. Once we stage lock out. Okay, that's not good. Let's try that again. Alright, and yep. And again. There it is. There it is. I'm hoping that was the right thing to do. I really am. Now, if we're right, this should keep me on course on its own. Should. And that should not hit us. Okay, there it goes. Bye-bye, buddy. Yeah, it's heavier than us, so it should just come in on its own. Oh, yeah, okay, it's keeping us pretty straight. It's keeping us pretty straight. That's good. Now, the ablative coating's starting to take a little bit of a hit. But hopefully we do okay. Lake. It's interesting how the lakes look like that, how they look like they're lit up, but really that's just the grass being all light and airy. Alright, we're coming in no matter what. We're just coming in at a very low angle. This is the type of angle we should actually come in on Duna, especially for very low to the ground, because the atmosphere is like, there's very little atmosphere at all. It's almost like you have to come in at the other side of the planet in order for the atmosphere to really capture you. And we're gonna lock in so we stop wobbling back and forth. Oh, it looks like it wobbles automatically. Okay, fine, game. You want to wobble automatically? Wobble automatically. Captain Corker and I don't mind. Ooh, when the fire effects kick in, this might actually look really awesome. I mean, we're faced in the wrong direction, but it would still look really awesome. There you go. Okay, we're starting to kick in. I see some flames here and there. A little bit. There we go. Let's take a look. Well, there's the sun. There's Kerbin. Anything? Oh, there's a little bit. Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of flare here and there. It's a very interesting look. Ooh, there we go. This is an awesome cockpit for this. Are we still centered? Ooh, it's a little wobbly. It goes a little wobbly left and right, but you know, it's not perfectly centered, but it looks like it's doing okay. Nice! Wait, are we curving? It's like we're turning, but we're not. Oh, it's just the way the thing's wobbling. Okay. So yeah, you get these really nice flame effects when you're on the inside of the cockpit like this. That's awesome creepy. What's our speed? What's our altitude? 21,016? Okay, well hopefully that goes down or we go up, because that's not a good combo. Ooh, scary stuff. So yeah, it's almost like we're coming in a little bit sideways, honestly, but hey, whatever. Whoa, a little glitchy there with the heat, but you know what? It's cool. It's working for us. It's not exploding, and that's all I really care about, is to make sure that all of our bits and parts are heated properly. Or not overly heated. There we go. Okay, cool. A few mock physics here and there now that we've done our burn in. Wow. That's a scary, 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 scary burn. I mean that because we're at like 10,000 clicks and yeah. Alright, so a moment of truth, right? Our parachutes. See if our parachutes open up. At 9,000 kilometers. Yeah, that's our true altitude. Okay, so we're only about 1,000 off from sea level. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're at 3. And there's our parachutes. Slow us down. Yeah, they don't have communications blackouts during the burn-in, but you know what? The mod would have to be like really heavily modded, I think, in order to do that by adding what's the word I'm looking for? By adding communications blackout during burn-in, where Chatterer, well, it might not if you just turn Chatterer off, like have it automatically turn off if the temperature of any part reaches X number, then that would work only if the engine were to overignite. So yeah, it would take a little bit of work, but I'm pretty sure there's a really easy way to do it, and I just can't think of it right now because it's not my mod. Alright, so whoa, G-forces were pretty high. But I think Captain Corker made it okay. It looks like he's fine. I love this cockpit design. It's really great. Raise and lower. I wonder if that's an ejector switch, honestly. Would make some kind of psychotic sense if it were. So yeah, Captain Corker, our first Kerbin from... upside down view. Our first Kerbin from the bubble. Come back to the surface. Once again, not 100% sure if Captain Corker was our initial pilot for this particular module, but it does bring our Kerbal count down to 5 rather than 6, and 5 is much easier to bring down than 6, especially if you take up something like a hitchhiker pod. And because of that, I think we're going to go ahead and... Yeah. See, every time they start talking, I want to listen to them, so I'm like, oh. Anyway, so I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and design, and this is going to take up a lot of this video because I have no design ideas for this, but I think we're going to go ahead and design a return vehicle for all 5 remaining Kerbals on the bubble, so that they can come back here to Kerbin. We can lock the bubble down as a grand experiment that fully lived up to its expectations and did 100% of what we wanted it to, and more, honestly. It did such a great job, and it laid out the basis of what is coming next, as you guys already know, since we have the Xavier in orbit. So, I will see you guys most likely in the VAB, now that Captain Corker is safe on the ground. Alright, Captain Corker says he landed, and he's happy. so I'll see you guys back in the VAB, so I'll see you there. Alright everyone, here we are back in the VAB, and I have no idea what ship we're going to take, or what parts we're going to take. I mean, we could start with something like the Mark V cockpit, but honestly, the big cockpit's not sure. I mean, how much does this thing weigh all on its own anyway? 3.5, really? Ugh. This is a 2.58. Let's see, 2.62, wow. Yeah, let's go ahead and ditch that for now. I think we'll go with something big, like remote guidance units. Yeah, okay, we'll go with the RGU, the remote guidance unit, because we'll keep the mechanical brain idea for now. Now, for our Kerbals, now we have 5 Kerbals in total, right? That was our guesstimate on the number of Kerbals we have upstairs still. Up there waiting to return home to Kerbin, returning to their families, coming down, being happy, not burning up in the atmosphere, very important. Alright, come on. Next page, please. I know I clicked it. I see it down here. There it is. Alright. So the hitchhiker storage container holds how many Kerbals? 4, right? How do we store 4? Okay, so we have a 4 Kerbal container that contains 4 Kerbals, right? Now we got to make sure that our Kerbals can come down safely and in one piece, and to do that we need to do... How many can these contain, honestly? A large crew tank capable of holding 6 screaming astronauts. 6, huh? Ooh, pretty big though for 6. How much is this? 2? Developed to replace a dated Mark II fuselage system. How many Kerbals can it hold? That's what I need to know. Thermal protection, new ones, no. Crew tank features retractable window shields developed to replace dated Mark II fuselage. S2 series, I think it can only contain 2 Kerbals, honestly, is how many it can hold. Well, there's a way to find out. If we do this, we say how many Kerbals can we fit, and we say 4, 1, 2, see, see, genius right here. So this can hold 2, so that gives us, well, that gives us 6. We have 5, no, 6 and 4. 5 is such a bad math. It really is, because at 5, well, wait, no, what, no, nope, not what I wanted, not what I want to go back. No. Sorry about that, guys. Well, that's 4, right? And 4 and 5, and 5 is 1 and 5. Oh, wait. Game, why are you being so flippant? You weren't being flippant 2 minutes ago. Why are you being flippant now? Okay, so this holds 3 Kerbals, right? Yeah. Well, this holds 1 Kerbal. Yeah, but I didn't want to do that thing where we have 1 Kerbal come in and then all the other Kerbals die in a horrible mess of fire. we could pull a real big crazy and have like 4 individual units and like one of these on top, like a train, but that would not be a good idea either. No, we want to do this in one big lump sum, don't we? So we do want the crew canister, and I guess we could do something like, I mean, this would work. That would work. The ablative coating is down here, I think. Does it have ablative coating? Resources, electric charge, oxygen, carbon dioxide, heat shield active directional. Yeah, it has a heat shield on its bottom. So this bottom here works. Like if you have it turned towards this edge, the heat shield works, which is really awesome. But of course, if you have it turned towards, you know, this edge. Well, where's its center of mass? Center of mass. Not a good place for a center of mass. And then we have our heat shields. And then we have our biggest heat shield, which is this one. Well, that brings its center of mass down, doesn't it? I guess if we did something super duper psycho crazy nutsy, I suppose, let's see, would be what? Parachutes. I'm looking for parachutes here really quick. What am I looking at here? Chatterer. Oh, so this is the Chatterer module. In case you guys are wondering, this is not required for the Chatterer plugin to work anymore, but it was included in the newest download, so that if you had a ship that had the Chatterer parts on there, your ships wouldn't be no longer functional, is basically how they did that, which is really nice of them to do. I think that's totally awesome that they did that. Okay, so for this ship, for this design, for this thing, not sure how it's going to work for us. This looks pretty decent, but at the same time not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to design something a little bit off camera, because I really have no idea. I want it to be something awesome, but at the same time I don't want it to take up the entire video, and it will if we're not careful, and you guys of course know that. So I think that I will design something a little bit better. I'm pretty sure it's going to be centered around this particular type of tank, and then from there I'll show it to you guys before we launch it, and maybe do a test launch just to make sure it comes in or burns in properly so that nobody dies. Absolutely. So I will see you guys in just a few seconds.